So whenever you're doing a project as involved as completely redoing your seats, putting foam on it, etc., take a lot of measurements, and you can't have enough pictures. That's it. About 5 minutes of my time. The seats are off. And the reason why this job isn't as crazy as what people think it is pretty much the fabric is only held on by staples. So, you put the foam and cut it the way you want it, stretch the fabric over it, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a little more complicated than just that, because if you want multi-layer foam seats, that's why you get seats that are like up to $800, just because they have multiple layers of foam and possibly gel in them, is why they cost so much. This right here is going to be my pile of things. I've got my two motorcycle seats. I've got hot glue that's not permanent. That is just so I can put the spray adhesive on and put things together faster by using the hot glue. I've got a couple of different types of adhesives that I want to use. I've got my staple gun, and I've got my meat cutter for the foam, and I've got 3 different kinds of foam I'm going to use. The green stuff is low density, the white stuff is medium, and this stuff is really high density foam that I want to use around the corners and around the back. Alright, this is the original seat and the original seat cover. Keep the original seat cover if you're able, so you'll know how much fabric that you'll need to cut out. So you're going to need to go over if you're going to bolster it up like I am, but you don't want to throw this away, so you get a good idea of how it went together as well. Alright, this is my plan so far. I've got high density right here, the bottom to hit. I got medium density on the sides right here, and I've got still have the foam in the middle, and not sure what I'm gonna do up here, but all this is going to be trimmed with the meat trimmer to make sure it's nice and smooth. So it's kind of rough right now, but we'll see how this turns out. It may look a little funny now, but after I trim the foam on it and get it contoured, it'll look a whole lot different with covering on it. At this point, it still fits. I've got my high density foam right here to bolster up the back, and the other foam is around it. I can trim this up to where it's more contoured. But once that fabric is around it, it'll pull all this together. After I'll still have to just shape it. I should have a whole lot more comfortable seat. I'm hoping this translates on video, but hope you can see what I'm trying to do is carve out the low and high density foam to where it's coming together, and whenever I put the covering on it, I'll have a little bit more cushioning or room in this area, more bottom foam room for here and the sides, but I'll still have side room to tuck in on the motorcycle. Well, I put it on the bike, and minus the cover that I'm going to put on it, it actually feels fairly comfortable. And like I said, I let a little relief section out here for the guys. So I think that's as far as I'm going to take this, and it still retains its shape. And I think it props me up a little bit, but not too much. We'll work on the passenger seat next. Oh, and also with me retaining the factory foam in the bottom, that's really high density stuff. For really big bumps, it'll get down into this foam. So if you can use the original factory foam and cushion it up, that's what I would suggest doing. I wouldn't just take all the foam off and just start from scratch unless you're a professional. I'm not a professional. I'm just doing this to see if I can do it. But this right here is definitely a good stop for me, because whenever I was on the bike, I could feel the back of that. So that'll be a good backing for my lower back, because I'll squish this down and my lower back will have enough room to just stop on this. I'll cut down that sharp edge, this sharp. All right, with this rear seat, I'm gonna go out with these all around the edge, length this way. This may be a little more complicated, but I have a lot of scraps, so I should be able to work something out with this seat and make it more comfortable. Well, this is it. I put a little bit more hard seat bolstering right here to widen it. Majority of the weight's going to be right here, and I put a little backing right here so there's a positive feel in the back of the seat. So hopefully it will be more comfortable, and it will. Here are the finished seats before I get the covers. I have the covers ordered, but the back is a little bit closer now than what it was, but it's still got room. It's not bolted yet, but it's got more side to side bolsters, especially the rear seat. The rear seat looks more like a front seat now, but it's not touching. I don't even think I'm gonna need any of that helicopter tape for it. And we'll have to see what this looks like after I put the covers on in a few days, which I'll probably do a second video with me putting the covers on.